Alrighty, what's up everyone? Welcome back to some more semi-buffed BTD 6. And then now, after a long summer full of stuff, we are back to review the Engineer Monkey, which I think is a perfect start for a lot of reasons. You know, it's a great way to start. Now, I haven't been on this all summer because I swear I was like really busy. So, what's this? Update 50. Oh, whoa, we've got many updates now. We're already on 50. A new hero. Intermediate map. Okay, we got a lot of new things. Because last time I went on this, which was like, I don't know, almost 3 months ago maybe? I don't even know anymore. There's a new monkey, and I still have no clue what that is, so we're gonna have to test that out later. But, first, we are reviewing the Engineer. So in case you've forgotten, because it's been a long time and I totally understand, we're gonna go over that again. Heck, let's do it on hard, why not? That wonderful Engineer Monkey, where the top path is based on attack, the middle path is support, and the bottom path is kind of a mix. It's kind of a money-making. Okay, it doesn't feel weird so much, it's just like, it's been 3 months since I've played, so... Anyway, so, starting off, this is not modded, so we might not get to the end, but it's okay. Doesn't really matter. Alright, so, first of all, a base 000 engineer, right? Space Moabs, Group Moabs, round 47, $350, efficiency of 7. Now, to be honest, I kind of forgot what the other efficiencies are, but 7 sounds pretty good. Like, getting to a 47 with a base engineer sounds good. Like, good, yeah, like, I like that, okay? And then going up, 100, you know, we get all the way to 200, it's all based in Group Moab, so Moabs clearly had a hard time with, which I'm not at all surprised. It did get a little bit further, a couple rounds every time, all the way to around 54 before dying for the 200. However, it doesn't, well, I mean, like every tower, right, it gets more expensive, and so its efficiency drops to 24, so it's like it's worse. So efficiency drops, even the number is higher, you know what I mean? 300 starts to do better, starts to get to space BFBs, gets to around 63, so this sprockets right here, although I don't know what cross path I put, I don't even think I put a cross path on it, but this guy, buffed, gets to 63, like that, on its own, boom, 63, oh, let's go, right, amazing, and its efficiency is still great, there we go, that's what I wanted, that's the kind of monkey I wanted. Now we're going to be chilling until 24, and even so, it's 1 camel balloon. We're going to be chilling until like 33, so let's start getting our other engineer up and go middle path. Alright, anyway, now 400 is where you get a real huge damage boost, okay, because here's the thing, 400 is, it goes from BFBs to OMGs, Moabs to BFBs, and Space and Group Balloons, right, so everything goes up a level. On top of that, let's put this in the intersection, okay. On top of that, 400 gets 20 rounds further. It gets to the early 80s all by itself, which I think is absolutely bonkers. Okay, it is more than double the price, but for that, I think it's completely worth it. It's an efficiency of 52, so the efficiency's worse. And obviously, we're trying to find a very efficient tower, so, you know, efficiency-wise, not the best, but still, that's a huge power boost, and it's great once you want to get to the later games. These two together could probably beat round 80 right now. Right? I mean, except for maybe camo balloons, but like, overall, hold up, actually, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make it even better. We're never gonna have to worry about camo balloons ever again. Not in this game. So yeah, this is gonna be easy peasy. Alright. And then the 5th tier, well, all 5th tiers are amazing, okay? Like, a lot of these 5th tiers are amazing. But this 5th tier, well into the B80s. Like, the worst it did was just regular B80s, round 1 B80s, basically. And its best, BD for, like, around 120 B80, basically, for space balloons. It gets into the early hundreds, like, 100 something, between 102 and 104, is the rounds that it gets to. Insane. $37,000, pretty good, 350 overall, I think is really good efficiency. Middle path, obviously middle path is meant to support, so on its own, attacking, it doesn't do well. So all the way through 5th tier, no cross paths, right? So from the 010 to the 050 Space Group Moabs. It just couldn't. It just does not have the power to beat Moabs on its own, which makes sense. It's supposed to support other towers a bunch. So if it also has great popping power, we'd be in some. It would be over. It would be the opposite. It'd be way too overpowered. Let's put this right here. Okay. Now, with the crosspath, it's a little bit different. Okay, 250 starts to get the sentries, so obviously it's going to do way better. And 052, yeah, no. Pinning Moabs doesn't work. They don't get pinned. But anyway, in terms of rounds, 47 to 49, all the way to the 3rd tier, so not that great, honestly. It's from a 000 to a 030, it's almost no difference, which is a little bit sad. However, the 4th tier gets an extra round to 50, basically, and the 5th tier dies on 54, so it gets a little bit of an extra boost there. Just the weeniest bit of a boost, okay? Obviously if you cross path the 5th tier, it gets actually gets way further. Even Pin gets you really far, on a semi-buffed Ultra Boost, which I think is pretty crazy. All the way up to 75 at the highest. So efficiency-wise for all this, just bad. It's just terrible efficiency. But then again, you can't really compare them. They're support towers, right? I mean, come on. This is the whole point of this. The middle path is to support, so we can't expect it to do well there. The bottom path, though, is interesting, because all the way up until 4th tier, really the only thing it gets besides double guns, which apparently didn't do enough, is its balloon trap, and the balloon trap only catches balloons and not Moabs. So all the way to 4th tier, it's all Space and Group Moabs, because it doesn't have enough power to beat the Moab layer, even if it sucks in all the balloons underneath. Now, in terms of rounds, it's still in the same range. The first 2 tiers, you know, it's up to like 49. 3rd tier is already better, but 3rd tier is also double guns, so it does get extra damage, and it does get to around 54 before dying. Which, interestingly enough, is the same thing as the 050. So, there you go. Now, 4th tier, the balloon trap did a lot, because it got this tower all the way to around 60 before dying. Obviously, didn't have enough damage to crack down the BFB layer. And then the 5th tier, even uncrossed path, the 5th tier, the ability to suck in Moabs is actually insane, because it got all the way into the late 80s, early 90s, 83 to 91. And I'll have in the description, like I do with all the other tower review videos. I'm gonna have the Excel thing in the description, so you can look at it yourself afterwards too if you want. Now, if you cross path the 5th tier, so you can choose like an 025 right here, run 100. It's actually so good. Over price-wise, that's kind of pricey though. So efficiency-wise, it's in the middle. It's not amazing. It's not terrible. In terms of which tier wins, if you had to pick a 1st tier, in terms of most efficient, that would be the top half. But then it's sentry guns. Obviously, well, the thing is, when you buff engineer, I mean, you probably know this better than I do because I've been out for like 3 months. But when you buff the engineer, you buff the engineer attack speed and the speed at which it shoots down the turrets, and the turrets each shoot faster too. So you're kind of getting an extra boost there. So that makes sense. 2nd tier, the top path wins again, although the bottom path gets really close. 3rd tier is, whoa, 3rd tier? Actually? Hold up. 3rd tier is, oh, it's almost tied. The bottom path wins by just the tiniest smidges bit. So at one point, double guns and pin actually are better than just a ton of sentries. Very, very interesting. I did not expect that at all. Okay. Alright, and then 4th tiers. Now, 4th tiers, that's where you start to see the wild differences. And 4th tiers, the top half dominates. So he gets his power boost right back. And 5th tier, no surprise, top half, that's just powerhouse of the engineer. As you can see, smoking those ceramics before they even get into range of anything else. Almost. Some of these turrets can shoot pretty far. It's amazing. It's just super good. So, finally, we gotta talk cross paths. So, in terms of the top path, should you go, ultimate question, 520 and get more damage to Moabs, and fortified blows, or 502 and then pin, right? And honestly, from the test, there's not a big difference. They're pretty much the same, because So the 520 gets further with space balloons, but the 502 gets one round further. Which, I mean, honestly, if you're counting for like 103 rounds, is not a big difference, but still. However, the 502 is also $700 out of like 40,000. $700 more expensive. But it still remains more efficient. So technically the 502 wins, but it also depends on kind of what you're using the engineer for. Because this engineer is much better at popping or dealing damage to Moab class balloons, and the other one is a little bit better at holding back the super ceramics that seem to kill every single tower in the 90s. Mostly. You know, at this point, early hundreds, but still, that's the idea. So it's kind of up to you. There's no very clear winner, but I would go 502. Now, middle path. Middle path is interesting, because the whole point is buffing, so that's not going to do very much. But obviously, for the purpose of this test, if you want the Ultra Boost to do damage, are you going to put down sentries, or are you just going to pin them? I think this is very obvious. Obviously, the sentries are vastly superior. More damage everywhere, even if it's $200 more expensive, it's also way more efficient, so there's no competition there. I mean, the middle path is just support, but if you're going to use it to pop things, give it at least some of the sentry guns up here. That's pretty much it. For bottom path, I feel like it kind of depends on your use. Because, like, technically the O2... Well, obviously I was microing it because, I mean, heck, why if you're not going to micro a big trap for the rounds where you could beat it? Like, what's the point, right? But O25, the way I did it, it got further because it got to around 100 instead of 91 for the 205. So it got much further with the rounds, and it's cheaper. So I would personally, I would go for the 025. It allows you to micro it. So if you need a safety net, bam, just switch it over. Oh, let's see, I gotta select it. No, that's the wrong one. Right there. If I need to, boom, slurp them up a little bit sooner. There we go. And then, oh man, I need a safety net. I can just stick it right back here, and then I'm fine. Although I like to keep it right at an intersection so that make sure it catches everything. But that's about it. So, yeah, the engineer is a very diverse tower, I guess, in that way. So, yeah, I think this was a great start. Got me right back into it. So, yeah, there's that. Now, in terms of upload schedule, I'm probably not going to do every day. I used to do every day, and I'm probably not going to do every day. Because I'm going to be very busy on some days, and yeah, that's basically the idea. I'm probably going to be very busy on some days. I don't think I'm going to be able to hold everyday uploads. So I'm going to try to do at least twice a week, might be 3 times a week. It's going to be something like that. If I can make it more consistent, that'd be great, but like, at this point, I kind of need to play it by ear. So definitely stay tuned if you guys are interested. If you guys enjoyed this, please hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. It's just one click, but it means the world to me. So, we're gonna be back for some more content the next almost a year or so, and so I'm so excited. And with that, I'm gonna leave you with this lovely round 78, and I hope you all have a really good day.